Hi, and welcome back to Bounce Forward with me, Tiff Hall. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm recording this podcast, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to elders, past and present. Hannah DM'd me with a fantastic question. Tiff, I've always wondered, does Ed let you train him at all? And this is a question I get asked all the time. Ed is actually a secret PT. Yes, he has his PT qualifications. He got it when he was in his early 20s. So he does sort of know what he's doing with himself. He's never trained clients, but he can definitely put a little program together for himself, and his technique's pretty good. The problem with me training him is he just doesn't like me saying, you can go a little harder, you can go a little stronger. How about another rep? How about we tweak this? How about we add that? He just hates it. So we have a rule for the benefit of our relationship and our marriage that we have separate gym memberships. We go to separate gyms, and it might sound pretty crazy, but it keeps us sane. It does allow me to help him with mobility and stretching, because I think all men just neglect that. And he is super tight. Like, he does leg day, but he won't stretch. He won't recover properly. So I'll do a lot of banded and stick mobility with him. And he's very compliant, but complains and groans and then pretends he's died afterwards. In terms of getting exercise done, we very much just tag team it. One of us has the kids, the other one goes and exercises. And, you know, we always have a bit of a diary meeting at the beginning of the week. And I'm like, oh, I'd really like to train Tuesday and Thursday. He's like, okay, I'll do Monday, Wednesday. And we make it happen and look at the logistics of the day. My parents, they're fitness instructors, and they actually train together. So my dad, he just bought a pair of Apple VR goggles, and he walks on the treadmill in this virtual reality, watching a loud movie. And my mum, she'll be stretching on her ballet bar. And I walk in and I think, what is this? This is crazy. Like, I don't think I could do that. But they very much help each other with strength training. They have a sauna and a cold plunge pool, and they do taekwondo together and they teach together, and they love that. But Ed and I just have never been able to get that dynamic right, where he's the client and I'm the PT and I'm in charge. It's just never worked for us. But I do love socializing disguised as exercise. So one of my top tips is that if Ed and I need to catch up, you know, away from the kids, like have a download or logistics or what's coming up kind of chat, we'll go for a walk and get a coffee with the pram or something, like get our steps up. And I do that with my mum and with my sister, just gossip with my friends. Let's do a walking catch up. And it's just, it has so many benefits. Then you're not sitting down, you're getting your steps up, you're meeting with a friend, you're socializing. It's so healthy. And so I'm a big fan of that. And Ed and I do a lot of that kind of stuff. We do enjoy exercising together in that capacity, but as far as it goes, me being the PT in the relationship, it's an epic fail. So Ed got his PT qualification before he met me. It's very important that I point that out. And he definitely has improved and gotten fitter over time. And being with me, I'd like to think he's gotten fitter and stronger and learnt some things. But he would never say it was because of me, I don't think. He'd always say it's because of him and his training and, you know, the progress he's made. He often comes to me, though, and says, I'm bored. I'm bored with my strength training, because he loves lifting weights. Like, you'll never see this man running. He's 6'5". He's very tall. He doesn't love cardio, but he loves the weights. And I try and get a bit of conditioning in there. I say, come on, jump on the bike, do a few sprints at the end of your session, do a good warm up. Like, I try and encourage him, and he does do it every now and then, but he loves lifting the heavy weights. And he says, I get so bored, Tiff. And that's when I'll tweak things for him and help him with the program and try and say, you know, let's change if you're doing like a chest press lying down, let's do a angled chest press, or I don't know, like we just tweak it so ever so slightly that he kind of feels like it's new, but never so much that he feels like it's been overtaken. So that's my art. I always try and bring something new, but not too new because he'll freak. When I met Ed, the fact that he was fit and that he loved going to the gym and that he didn't mind eating simply and healthily like I did was a big tick and green flag in my book. And, we bonded over that. And the fact that he would turn up to a date with some protein powder in one of those protein shakers and we'd go to the movies and he'd have some protein on him, I was like, whoa, yeah, we're connecting here. And we would definitely go to the gym when we were dating together and do separate workouts within the gym. But yeah, it was definitely a bonding moment. And the fact that he would cook for me and serve up, steamed chicken or boiled chicken with some simple vegetables, some sweet potato and simple condiments like a balsamic vinegar or something like that. I thought, oh, you're my man. Like back then when I was really particular about eating healthily and things like that, it was a huge help. But now we're more relaxed, but we still cook very healthily. And as you've heard on this podcast, Ed does most of the cooking. I do most of the inspo. Of course I cook for the kids. Of course I'm cooking. He's at work. I'm always cooking, but he loves to cook much more than I do. I kind of find it a chore, to be honest. I do. It's not my favorite thing to do. I love cleaning. I find cleaning more exciting and fun and rewarding than I do cooking. So you win some, you lose some. Thanks so much for listening to Bounce Forward. I'd love to have your company, so please DM me on Instagram at tiffhall_xo and let me know what questions you'd love me to cover. Don't forget to rate and review me on your podcast app. Speak soon. Happy days.